Welcome to a new episode of Ausfahrt.tv in English. I'm Mr. Z and I'm here today to present you the facelift of the Mazda CX-5. This compact SUV is Mazda's most sold car, at least in Germany. And earlier this year, actually it's the 1st of January, I already reviewed this car together with Sarah, but just in German. So here it is, the facelift in English. So we have the strongest diesel engine, 175 horsepower, a maximum torque of 420 Newton meters, and you get them starting at 2000 RPM. Well, it's a facelift, so that didn't change too much, I guess. They say the grille looks a little bit more aggressive or something. However, we have in Germany, and this is Germany only probably, we have 4 different option lines. It's Prime, Center, Exclusive, and this one is Sports. So we have most likely all options included except a few ones. What's new and really new is that we have now full LED headlights. Not only daylight, day driving light, but full LED headlights. That's new here. Well, in Germany at least you can choose between 9 different colors. This is a beautiful red, which you pay extra in Germany for. They have 2 new colors, a gray and a silver for this car. While we have the Sportsline, so the highest option line, our CX-5 comes with 19-inch alloy wheels, while all other lines just have 17-inch, and Mazda says they redesigned the rims as well. They didn't change too much about the back. I like that the car comes with 2 exhaust pipes. Here we have CX-5, the badge, with all-wheel drive badge as well, and over there the Skyactiv badge. And if you have full LED in the front, here comes LED on the rear lights as well. But if I'm seeing it right, the rear lights as well as the turning signals, they still have old light bulbs. But overall, I like the car, looking still sporty. They modified the interior. Let me show you around. The door opens pretty wide, and it's an SUV, a compact SUV, so it's easy to get in. And whoa, here I am. I do like the new interior. Well, I have this white leather interior and I really like it. I wouldn't buy it, I guess, because I have 2 kids and I'm kind of messy too. This would look brown and blue and gray and whatever in between a few days still. And this test car looks very nice, and I like the leather in the door panel as well. We have such soft touch materials all over. Here's some neat application. I don't know what's supposed to be, but it looks kind of neat. And we have even soft touch here. So the only hard plastic I found so far that I'm touching actually is this piece right here. Everything else is feeling rather soft, and I like it. From the spacious feeling, I don't feel tightened up in this compact SUV. It's not a huge car, and I feel it too. The passenger sits right next to me, and even the window is going down this way. It's not feeling too spacious, but I have enough space to sit and drive here with ease. I can adjust the height of the seat belts, and the seat belts are pretty long as well, so even bigger people can buckle up with ease. Those leather seats, I can adjust them electrically. That's at least in Germany an option in all ways. And they're heated as well in 3 intensities. I love the steering wheel, I really do. It's not too big, it's rather thin, and you have space for your thumbs, so it's rather it's a sporty steering wheel actually. It's not a sporty car, but the steering wheel feels sporty, and the leather is really soft, so I do like this. On the steering wheel you have a whole bunch of buttons. On the left side I have 8 different ways to push something, no, even 9 ways to push something. It's all for the infotainment and for the board computer. On the right side, I have 8 different buttons to push, and that's all for the cruise control and the speed limiter. And the cruise control is even adaptive, which I like. But I was driving on the Spanish highway here. I put my cruise control on 120, and I was driving up to a car which was probably doing around 100 kilometers per hour. And the car goes on 120 to the car and then sort of, slows down very rapidly. So it's not really comfortable. It's feeling like, what you doing? Couldn't you see him like before? So I don't know which kind of sensor is working there, but it could be a little bit more tender for me. Besides that, I was driving into a toll road station, and there was a speed limit of 60, so after going through there, I pressed resume to go back to 120, and the acceleration was rather really slow, maybe very fuel efficient, but I was thinking like, come on, I want to go on 120 now. So they might want to work on the systems a little bit more to make them more convenient for us as drivers. Looking in the mirrors, they're big enough to see all the traffic behind and next to you. The mirror inside shows you the whole window, and if I look around, the B pillar is not really thin, but it's okay. I can still see the through the back window, or the back window, yeah, the window on the back window on the left side. And if I turn around this way, the B pillar is still there, and the C pillar is pretty big too. But lucky me, in this car, in the Sportsline, a rear camera is included, and it works pretty well, gives you a good picture. Looking through the steering wheel, I have 3 round gauges. Damn, don't they know that I can't pronounce the TH right. But we have 3 round gauges. In the center, you see a speedometer going up to 260 kilometers per hour. Well, this car just drives 204, so yeah. Man, you're not a sports car, On the left side, we have the RPM meter going up to 6,000 RPM, while the red starts at 5,000, and you have a little monochrome display showing you which driving program you're in while you drive with the automatic. And I assume once you have a stick shift, it shows you when to shift. While on the very right side, you have another round gauge, and in there you find a display for the board computer, and you can see all different informations you might want to know or you don't want to know. In the center and included in the Sportsline, we have the 7-inch infotainment display, which is easy to read, even if it's not focused to the driver. Still, I had no problems reading it while I was driving, and I like how they put it in here, with the Mazda 3, it's kind of floating. Here they put it in the dashboard, and I think it looks good. And you even have a CD slot. All right. We do have a sunroof as an option, so you have this manual shade and a little sunroof that goes that you can open. Driving 100 kilometers per hour or faster, it's a little bit noisy, but most sunroofs are, and it's pretty small, so the people in the back don't profit from your sunroof. Overall, it is an option. Okay, let's walk real quick through the compartments. I have enough space in the door panels. Opla. Let me see. For not only a tiny bottle, but at least a liter bottle will fit in here, and you still have enough space for your wallet and some other stuff. You can use this place here, right here, as a door handle, or if you rather open the door with the handle itself, you can put stuff in there. There's a surface so stuff don't scoot around. Next to the steering wheel we have some sort of, I don't know, it's just there. You can put something in there, something tiny, but it will scoot around, so it's probably not useful anyway. In front of the stick for the driving programs, you have another compartment that has a surface that prevents things from scooting around. And you have an aux in, 2 USB ports, and the slot for the SD card of the infotainment system. We don't have this old brake anymore. We have an electronic parking brake now, so there's a little bit more space in the center. They put a new little storage compartment right here, enough for my iPhone. I have 2 cup holders. The first one is a little bit deeper than the second one, and I think a little bit bigger as well. And you have these little things to prevent the cups from shaking, but they don't help this little bottle. This little bottle is shaking around. You cannot adjust the armrest in any way, but at least you can open it. Once you open it, you have a little drawer, and then there's a lot of space in this under the armrest, and even another 12-volt outlet. And here you can even probably put a purse in here. I'm really surprised how big this is. I have a gloves compartment, which is pretty huge too. They have warning vests in here, but even with the normal board material, you should still have space for some other stuff. If you want to deactivate the passenger airbag for like carrying or driving your kids around or your babies, then you can disable it right here. And I like it, it's not hidden anywhere or you have to press some buttons. You just, use a lock right there. Sunshades on both sides, makeup mirrors, they're illuminated with a little light, and here's something you can put your tickets or some other stuff in. We have reading lights for the driver and the passenger, or both lamps, and for getting inside the car. And if you want it, here are my shades. They just fit in one way here, so I think that's pretty much. Oh, we have door handles on all 4 doors, of course. But that's it from the front so far. Okay, soccer mom, check out what's going on the back row. Door opens wide as well. It's smaller, of course, but I can still easily get in. And here I sit. I'm 180 centimeters tall. The driver's seat is put in my perfect driving position. And as you can easily see, I have lots of space for my legs as well as for my head. So in the back row, it is really spacious and you can sit here with ease. And even if I jump in the middle seat, the backrest is pretty hard and uncomfortable. But I have the seatbelt right here I can buckle up with, and when I look right and left, even 2 other persons with my size should be able to sit there with ease. So you can drive with 3 grown-ups, but I wouldn't want to sit here for more than 50 kilometers, I guess. Otherwise my back would probably kill me. The seats are not really formed out. It looks like it, but you don't have any side support. At least you can rest your head on the headrest, yeah. I have a little compartment in the door, enough to put my bottle here. Actually, there should be able to fit a 1-liter bottle in there and another bottle of this size. No, just a liter bottle and maybe a Nintendo or something like that. We have those bags in the back of the front seats where you can put some newspaper, comics, whatever. There's nothing in the middle. We have an armrest here with 2 more cup holders. So if you just have 2 kids in the back, this should work fine for them. And we can pull this leash and have a way to put bigger things in here, or even separate the kids even more. Sometimes this makes sense, I guess. For the kids, we have sort of reading lights. I wouldn't really call them reading lights. They probably give you enough light for reading, but I would feel pretty disturbed as a driver seeing those lights in my rear mirror. The seat belts are long enough so soccer mom can buckle up her kids with ease, or even her babies. And we have fixed locks for the door, for the belts, so the kids can buckle up themselves if they're old enough. And we have ISOFIX hooks here in the seats as well. Let's roll down the window. My kids need that the windows fold down completely, and that's the way here. And do we have protection? Oh yes, we have protection, so it's even safe for your kids as well. One thing I really think it's pretty stupid, in the front I have a button so I can lock the two windows, so I can prevent the kids from playing around. But once I press this button, I can't even open the windows myself, and that's kind of stupid, I guess. On both sides I have those little leashes. Two on the left side, one is for the middle, the other one is for the outer seat, and another one here for the outer seat. They don't flip completely because I put the belts wrong, and you might see you don't have a really plain surface. I think it's still okay. And I just set my band. So here you have about 160 centimeters for your goods. And if you put the passenger seat to the very front, it's even 190 centimeters. Let me tell you something about my driving experience here real quick. It is a compact SUV. My option line is called Sportsline, but this car has nothing to do with sport whatsoever. Well, it's an SUV, so you can transport your sport goods for sure. But driving the car is, well, you have 175 horsepower, diesel horsepower, and 420 newton meters of torque. And you feel the torque, and you feel the all-wheel drive, especially here in the countryside, on the curvy roads, up and down the hills. That's pretty neat, but especially on the highway, when you try to accelerate, the car is pretty slow accelerating. And well, especially the transmission. I have the 6-speed automatic transmission. You're going 80 on the highway, and then you put your foot on the throttle, and it takes like a second for the transmission to shift down and give you the power that you actually want. And that's a little bit too slow. And especially going from 80 to 120, for instance, just takes forever. Well, if you're used to drive sporty cars, at least. If you want to buy this car as a cruiser, as a long distance car, as your daily driver, takes you to the groceries and back and all that, it's just fine. And I really like the all-wheel drive. I feel that all wheels are in contact with the road and have some torque, and that feels pretty good, especially, as I said, here in the hills. And the steering, we're talking here about an SUV, is not sporty, not direct, but for its segment it's just fine. When you drive slow, it's easy to steer, and you don't need much turning of your steering wheel to circle around, so that's just fine. Going into parking spaces is not hard at all, and driving on the highway and you go a little bit faster, the steering gets a little bit stiffer, so you don't have problems like, you know, the car jumping around. The suspension, once again, it's a compact SUV, so it's not a very comfortable suspension. The roads here in Spain, they're not too good, at least the ones I'm driving on right now. So you feel the bumps, not every bump, but the bad ones. And overall, I think the suspension is okay. By the way, Mazda said they have redone completely the suspension system, especially for the comfort, but as well for the noise level in the car. They've reduced the noise level up to 13%, which isn't too bad. And I agree, it is a calm ride. It's not noisy at all. When you put your foot on the throttle, you hear the diesel, but if you go just normally, if you're just driving normal, it's just fine. It's not very loud. You get wind noises on the windscreen starting at 100 kilometers per hour, but those are really soft and are not really loud. If you go faster than 120 kilometers per hour, you start hearing them, but still you can talk in a normal way without being disturbed by this noise. The brakes are just fine. They do what my foot tells them to do, and they react to even softer touches, so I think they're fine. And even if you really put your foot on the brake, the car stands. That's pretty good, especially for the weight. Summing it up for me, I think this car is pretty nice for long distance drives, even sitting in the back, and you shouldn't have problems in the city as well. I can't tell you anything about the fuel consumption because I didn't drive enough. Overall, I think it's a nice daily driver. With the facelift, Mazda introduced quite a few assist systems. So we have the full AWD headlights with a high beam automatic. So once you have traffic coming up or in front of you, the light spares out. It has a bunch of LEDs, and the ones that would shine onto this object are just shut off, so the people don't have problems with your high beams. I couldn't really test it because it was not really dark while I had the car. We have an adaptive cruise control, and it's working, but it's not working too fine. Once you encounter a car with your speed and the system recognizes that the car ahead is driving much slower, it sort of brakes, really. It's not like slowing down in a gentle, peasy-weasy way. It's just pretty rough. And resuming your speed, the car is pretty slow too. It's more efficient than giving you the power that it has. And we have an lane keeping assist, which is pretty funny because I know this adaptive systems only for Mercedes or Volkswagen, and once those systems are activated, you can leave your hands from the steering wheel and the car steers itself. Here it only steers when you have your hands on the steering wheel. Otherwise you get a warning, please put your hands back on the steering wheel, and it's not steering itself. And on the other hand, once you leave your lane, you get a little sign and a vibration in the steering wheel, but it's pretty soft vibration, by the way. And we have a blind spot warner, of course, and we have a little sign in the mirror that is illuminated orange once you have a car in your blind spot. And if you put your turning signal in this direction, you hear a beeping noise, a warning noise, and it's flashing to prevent you from running into this other car. Besides that, I like the new infotainment system by Mazda. Well, it's not really new. It was introduced with the Mazda 3 in 2013. And funny so, they put the same system in every Mazda on at least on the German market once you have the premium line. So regardless if you're driving the Mazda 2 or the Mazda 6, or like I do the Mazda CX-5, you always have the same system with the same functionality, and it's supporting even two apps like Aha and Stitcher, so you can stream your music if you want to. And it was working with my iPhone just fine. I have no reason to complain about anything, except that it's not showing pictures of your albums once you stream via Bluetooth. Oh, and with a premium package there comes a Bose premium sound system, which is sounding just alright. Not great, not awesome, but just alright. Well, that's it. That's my review about the facelift of the Mazda CX-5. Do I like the car? Yes, indeed. It's not too exciting. It's not a sports car, and even if the line in Germany is called Sportsline, this car has not much to do with sporty driving. Not at all. But you get from A to B in a very comfortable way. You have a big trunk for a lot of luggage. You have 4 seats for longer traveling, 5 seats for shorter distances. You can even give 4 grown-ups a ride and even have some stuff in the back. The driving, as I told you, is not like really fun, but overall it's a good car and I like it. I can't really tell you anything about fuel consumption because I didn't drive enough, and the parts I drove are not really saying anything about what this car is really able to do. However, I liked it, and if you liked my review, please give me a thumb up. If you have any questions, just put them below in the comments. And yes, I do have a strong accent, but I like to hear your criticism about my English. However, if you haven't done so and you like this kind of review, please subscribe. I do this kind of videos a whole lot. And please feel free to share this video over Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. I'm saying goodbye. I hope to see you next time.